I'm at the bird park. I've got the Z6 III. That can only mean one thing. The firmware update you have been waiting for, bird detection, is now inside the Z6 III, plus a ton of other features. I'm talking like the kitchen sink times 2. Nikon has added pretty much everything, not everything, but most things that were in the Z8 3.01 update that's now in the Z6 III. We're not going to talk about all of them, of course, because that would take all day. We'll talk about some of the main ones that you should look out for. Let's get down to it. With my Nikon Creator Bear here, look at that, very, very cute. And I've got the Z6 III, and check out this lens by Zero Optic. This is a 50T 1.3, based on the 51.2 AIS lens, rehoused, new aperture blades. Friend of mine, Peter Choi, got the entire set pretty much done up. I mean, pretty much, I would say. We got a video coming out on that very, very soon. But talking about the bird detection for a moment there, as you saw, sometimes it hits, sometimes it's a little bit off, but it's definitely an improvement. And look, when you're dealing with various different colors of birds and animals, you know, these eye detection, subject detection, they're not 100%. Nothing is. But this is much better than what we had before. And I even noticed on animals, it's even more accurate than it was previously. So hats off to Nikon for doing that. Let's talk about some other features that are inside this update that are worth noting about here too as well. Next, we've got the support for C2PA compliance. That's basically the content authentication that we're seeing in a lot of camera systems out there, sort of make sure that the image that you've taken is yours. So if any AI comes into play, they know that this image belongs to you. This will be available in various different regions around the world. More information will be coming on that very, very soon, but that's all I got on this one thus far. Next, we've got auto capture. We got that for photo and video, which is very nice to have. I think we got that in Firmware 2.0 for the Z8, and now we've got it here for the Z6 III. Also, the eye sensor disabled when the monitor is flipped out. And this is something that a lot of people had an issue with because, you know, previously Nikon said they couldn't do anything about it, but the engineers came to work, and now when the monitor is flipped out, only when I go up, bring my eye up here, does it turn back on. That's very cool. It's off otherwise, so nice to have that. All right, we also got customizable illumination button. You know this little flash light button right here on the top? You can customize that now, which is very cool if you need an extra button because, I mean, the Z6 III's got a number of buttons, but if you ever need one more, you got one more. What else we have here? Improved menu for Nikon Imaging Cloud, which is great to have. We've got a change to keep HDMI connection when video recording is stopped. And this is good because I'm actually using this a lot with my Z9 when I'm recording these videos here in my studio. I've got an HDMI cable and a monitor on top so I can see myself. And when I stop recording, the monitor still stays on. So it's great to have that here for the Z6 III. Also, thicker focusing points. Now, we saw this in Firmware 2.0 for the Z8. That's now carried over here for the Z6 III. I like this. You have number 1, number 2, and number 3. So you can make it very thick or very thin, depending on your preference. Just sort of makes it a little bit easier to see, especially if you're in a very crowded situation and you want to make sure that your focus point is on point, pun intended, then that'll help you out. Also, we've now got the fine setting for the JPEG instead of normal for high-speed frame capture. Now, when you're in a burst mode here and you're maxing it out, previously you could only set it to normal. But now you can go to fine, so you get a little bit better image quality out of that, which is always nice to have. And we've got in-body focus limiter as well. So those are some of the updates. There are a ton more. There are pages and pages of updates to this camera system. I mean, this is the one thing about Nikon that you have to appreciate is a lot of camera companies would call this Mark II, Mark III. Nikon says, no, we're just going to keep updating the cameras until we can't update them anymore, and then we'll come out with something new. And that's what they're doing with these cameras here. And this is also separating the Z5 II and the Z6 III a little bit more than it was at launch. Because the Z5 II, when it first came out, everybody's going, well, why get the Z6 III? Because it's 24 megapixel. Yeah, it doesn't have the same EVF. Yeah, there are some differences, but the differences for a lot of people weren't that big of a deal. Now, this is more like the Z8, Z9, whereas the Z5 II is still where it's at. So it is going to be a little bit of a differentiating factor out there, which is always great to have. So for the Z6 III owners, you know that your investment is secure. And for the Z5 II owners, if you want to upgrade, you know where to go next, or just go to the Z8, which I absolutely love. All right, guys, that's it for the update. Let me know your thoughts. What is your favorite feature? Love to hear from you guys. I think for me personally, it's bird detection. I'm so happy it's in here with this beautiful 5.76 million EVF and bird detection. It is just a joy to look through this viewfinder, and hopefully they add this kind of resolution in future Nikon cameras. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe. Thank you for the support, and I'll chat to you all very, very soon. Bye.